Look, Internet, no wires!
Today we review the Turtle Beach X32 headset.
What? If you guys have been following our show, you know that we did a review on the X12 wired headset from Turtle Beach, which was technically an Xbox 360 headset, but it can be used on just about any freaking device that has, what, a headphone jack? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing the review of the X32 wireless headset today, and I let my buddy here use it for a week. Chris is his name, and he will tell you what his initial thoughts were on it. Chris, what were your initial thoughts on it?
Oh boy. Okay. Setup was easy, and if you can't figure it out on your own, I did happen to go to their website through my phone and pull it up, and it was really accessible directions even on there. So
okay.
I mean, easy setup. It takes 2 AAA batteries. I threw in some rechargeable batteries in there.
Odd choice on AAA, but move on.
I agree with that.
We'll elaborate on that a little more in a little bit.
And then I started playing games.
Okay.
So,
Games are good.
yeah, and my initial reaction was pretty much what my main reaction is mixed. I'm mixed on this headset.
Mixed. How so? Like, what's the
well,
contributing?
first thing that struck me was going from the X12, which is a very surprisingly high quality sound.
Yes, it is, because
For what you pay, they're what, $60?
Mm-hmm.
If going to this, they immediately sounded hollow.
Hollow is a good word. It's a good word to describe the sound. It is indeed hollow. I will agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
I purchased these actually to try them out because the wireless is appealing to me. I have kids, and it's nice having the idea of putting these on and not having to worry about any wires. This is nice. I can just listen to the game like this. I can talk to whoever I'm talking to on this and be done with it. But like you said, the audio was substantially, in my opinion, substantially worse. Substantially.
So I tried to duplicate the general sound of the X12s, which I guess the best way to put it is that had a very good surrounding sound. It's a very immersive sound. This one, like I said, hollow sounding. And I messed with some of the options. You can hit these buttons here, and then it gives you a little tone, like 1 through 4, as to what preset option you're set to. So like one is like a basic, and then one is like a wide, narrow.
Part of me felt like the tone section and the effects, for that matter. There's two like what you're about to say. You got two separate. You got a tone and you have an effects button on here. Those actually felt gimmicky to me. I didn't feel like I was getting any. Like, first of all, why have different tone settings? Really,
the problem I found was that only one of them worked.
That's what I mean. It's like why give me different options if really in reality you can do some adjustments on the tone.
When I tried it, I tried Grand Theft Auto 5, which, as you know, lots of ambient moving around, so you can hear people behind you, in front of you, birds, all kinds of stuff. One thing I noticed was if it had like the tone thing was normal, which sounded the best. That was like the frequency was coming from where your character was located. Then there was narrow and wide, and what that seemed to do to me was create a situation where your guy sounds way too far away.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like, why would you, if it's already in 5.1 surround sound, right, and it's supposed to give you, if it's supposed to give you the 5.1 surround experience, why would you change the tone of the effects? I mean, the effects maybe, because it's going to adjust the bass levels and things like that, so you can maybe get more gunshots and vocals and stuff if you change the effects. But if you're actually at a point where you're adjusting the tone, which actually changes the actual point where the sound comes from, why?
Yeah.
If you have a 5.1 surround game,
it seemed to take the origin point of the audio away from my character. So then it just seemed weird. It sounded more like the audio from me, the player's perspective, like 10 feet away from the guy.
Right.
Which was weird. Like if he was punching someone, it sounded far away. It sounded very quiet. Didn't make any sense. So I set that back to normal and it was okay.
Okay.
Then the effects. This was probably the most disappointing thing. What's cool about the X12s is it has that bass boost control, which I think contributes to it sounding very, immersive and surrounding.
Definitely, you can adjust the bass levels.
I found that this one, the bass and the treble boost were useless because as soon as you threw them on, the headsets started to crackle.
Oh, I did get that same thing actually on these because I think a big part of it has to. I'm trying to open up this battery window so people can see it, and I'm afraid I'm going to break it. But
you just slide it.
The big problem with this
Here.
actual battery thing, oh wow. See,
I went to college, folks.
the big K. That's your joke. I just
It is.
stole it. Hey, this is one of the weirdest things I thought they did with this headset is if it's an Xbox 360 headset, why would you use AAA batteries? I mean, all of our controllers have AA batteries.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's like if I'm going to stock batteries for a audio device,
Yeah.
I'm going to stock. I'd love to be able to stock the same type of battery that I'm going to use for my controllers. AA's across the board, you know?
Yeah.
Not to mention on AA you'll get more power,
Yeah.
right? So sure, you might have to
Which-
make this plastic window a little bigger.
Which brings me to these lasted like maybe 6 hours.
Yes, the battery
I
life.
thought-
The battery life was bad.
I was I was surprised at how quickly I had to change.
Well, in these defense, did you use the same batteries or did you put in new ones?
I used new ones. Well, they were rechargeable, so I charged them up. Put them
Oh,
on.
okay. So you actually did have fully charged batteries that only lasted
Oh, yeah.
6 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So across the board, I think we've kind of come to a conclusion
Well,
here because we're going to have to wrap
let's
this
cover
up.
the audio real quick.
Okay.
I did do some tests for if I was going to play with my friends online,
Oh, right.
so you could hear
Yep.
people.
Yep.
And I found that the mic was overly responsive. Like overly, it picked up way too much ambient. I thought.
Okay. You mean this mic?
Yeah.
When you're talking, so
When you're talking,
your
like-
friends
like
could pick
way
up
too much
more
room
audio.
audio.
Okay.
It sounded like I could hear everything, and I just came in very loud. It was kind of distracting. I don't think it was as good as the X12s.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
That I actually didn't have any experience with that, but I haven't really played with a friend on this. Most of the stuff I did with this, like we had discussed before this episode, was single player. This is a great single player product
Yes.
for wireless and things like that. I
I would
mean,
say if you really hate wires,
yeah.
and you're going to use this for single player,
It's the only reason
It's
to buy
alright.
it. It's the only reason to buy it is because it's wire. And unfortunately, I don't have a lot of experience with other wireless products, so I can't really say yes, buy this one because honestly, the audio quality is pretty disappointing. So
Yeah.
I would hate to have them go out and buy this one just to go wireless. Read the reviews on other wireless products.
Yeah.
Might be your best bet to make sure that you're getting the best wireless product out there. This one, as far as wireless audio is concerned, not that impressive.
And maybe someday we'll get our hands on the, I don't know, X48s or whatever the heck number's next.
Which
but-
claim to have better audio, but
but-
I'd be concerned about battery life then.
Yeah,
If these ones
personally-
only last 6 hours with inferior audio, I don't know what the heck those are going to do.
Personally, I mean, you have to really hate wires to go
Yeah,
with this
pretty
one.
much. Pretty much. So that's our X32 headset review. One other pet peeve we're going to throw in here at the end because I just remembered it. There's no mute button.
Oh yeah.
So if you are talking during a game and you're in an online session, you cannot mute without pulling out the controller cable. And that is just unacceptable as
Yeah.
far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's just, if you're playing any kind of online game, you have to be able to mute your microphone.
Yeah.
Especially if you have kids. I have kids.
Yeah, or a significant other coming in and say, you know, do the dishes or
Something
what have you.
embarrassing, right? You know, like they do.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's
or someone
almost
saying you sucked.
that's almost a deal breaker right there for me. But maybe I should have mentioned it earlier. But
Yeah.
but no mute button makes it very difficult to be a good multiplayer product either. So Turtle Beach, go back to the drawing board on this one. Maybe we'll actually check out your next one. Maybe the X42s you said.
I have no idea what the actual number is.
Whatever the one up from this one is, compensates for all these. But there's no reason to pay extra money for this unless you are just hardcore wireless.
Yeah.
And even then, there's probably, I would guess, I don't have any experience in it, a better product that gives you that experience.
I
So,
have to agree.
so thanks for coming out, and make sure you subscribe to the show. And remember, this is the Craig and Chris show. And if you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, that's where you go, because we actually have kind of split up our channels from PCM to the Craig and Chris. So make sure you do that. And we appreciate all your time, and we'll see you in the next episode.
And maybe hear you.
Maybe. No.
But not with these.
Not with these. No. This is how they're better earplugs.
I found that they were not.
What?
Every time.